From the very dawn of civilization, when humanity's first cities were still cloaked in shadow, a powerful secret society quietly emerged. These mysterious priests hidden behind the throne silently shaped the fate of empires and dynasties. But is there any truth behind the legends of the Babylonian Brotherhood? Could they still be pulling the strings of today's world from behind the scenes, disguised beneath the surface of a global power network? It's time to uncover history's darkest secrets, stories buried beneath the sands for thousands of years. Welcome to Bedtime History. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel as we dive deep into humanity's greatest mysteries. The origins of the Babylonian Brotherhood take us back more than 4,000 years to a land once seen as the cradle of ultimate power. In the fertile region between the legendary Tigris and Euphrates rivers, ancient Babylon rose up, becoming a symbol of greatness in the ancient world. Here humanity saw for the first time the birth of large cities, massive architectural wonders, and a civilization that reached unprecedented levels of sophistication. Babylon's fortified walls, legendary hanging gardens that seemed to float in the sky, and majestic temples turned it into the brightest jewel of the ancient world, attracting awe and admiration from far and wide. Babylon was also a hub for ancient knowledge, science, and law. Its scholars and priests studied astronomy, mathematics, and crafted humanity's earliest legal codes, such as Hammurabi's Code, rules that laid the foundations for social order, demonstrating the deep insight of Babylon's rulers. Speaking of rulers, Babylon's history is marked by powerful kings who not only controlled vast territories, but also proclaimed themselves representatives of the gods. Most famous among them was Hammurabi, the legendary king from the 18th century BCE, who unified fragmented lands into an empire of unprecedented might, lifting Babylon to its peak of power. Babylon's greatness didn't stop with Hammurabi. The city continued to shine under other extraordinary rulers, notably Nebuchadnezzar II, who transformed Babylon into one of the wonders of the ancient world. He built the magnificent Ishtar Gate decorated with symbols of power like dragons and lions, and the legendary Hanging Gardens, structures whose existence is still debated today, symbols of Babylon's lavishness and mystery. But Babylon's strength wasn't limited to physical power alone. The city was also a center of spiritual and mystical authority. The temple priests with exceptional knowledge of astronomy and astrology held critical roles in society, sometimes surpassing even the kings. Believed capable of communicating directly with the gods, these priests influenced the fate of the empire through their prophecies and mystical rituals. It's this blend of political and spiritual power that gave rise to the Babylonian Brotherhood, a secretive organization operating from the shadows, influencing every significant decision within the kingdom. According to scattered historical records and ancient legends, even the mightiest rulers of Babylon may have been subtly guided by this hidden power. But how credible are these legends about the Babylonian Brotherhood? Did an ancient secret power network really exist, quietly influencing Babylonian society, from magnificent palaces to the deepest hidden corners? Thousands of years later, the legendary city of Babylon now lies in ruins, but the mysteries it left behind still fascinate researchers. Monumental buildings, lost knowledge, and especially the potential existence of a secret organization capable of manipulating historical events, all are still waiting to be fully understood. Ultimately, this is not just a story of a single empire or era. It's about invisible threads of power woven through human history, stretching from ancient Babylon right up to the present day, silently influencing our modern world. To truly understand this mysterious influence, we must journey deep into the shadows of the past, where history's greatest secrets are slowly being revealed. The first clear signs of the Babylonian Brotherhood emerged from ancient clay tablets unearthed at the very heart of this ancient empire. These mysterious ununiform writings tell of a powerful group of priests, known as the guardians of sacred knowledge, who held secrets far beyond the grasp of ordinary people. These ancient records vividly describe the hidden power these priests wielded, not just in religious matters but deeply embedded in politics, military strategies, and every major decision within the Babylonian Empire. One of the most remarkable clay tablets discovered by archaeologists in an ancient temple recounts an intriguing meeting between King Hammurabi and a secretive group of priests. The ancient text cryptically mentions these chosen by the gods, individuals who never appeared publicly, but secretly shaped Babylon's destiny through their hidden counsel and prophecies. Interestingly, this tablet isn't unique. Similar fragmented accounts have been found scattered across different archaeological sites, all hinting at the existence of the same secretive organization. But why would such an influential organization leave almost no clear trace in official historical records? The answer likely lies in the very nature of their power: secrecy. According to both ancient scholars and modern researchers, the true strength of this secret society lay in its subtle control from behind the scenes. The priests of Babylon understood that ultimate power wasn't held by those seated visibly on the throne, but by the figures hidden in the shadows behind it. Other ancient texts, including chronicles from the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar II, also point toward the existence of a secret advisory council. Though these records never explicitly name this hidden group, their presence is implied through repeated mentions of mysterious council, secret rituals known only to the elite, and major decisions made after closed-door meetings of the kingdom's most powerful figures. Another common theme found across these ancient documents is the repeated emphasis on protecting ancient knowledge. This knowledge wasn't limited to astronomy or mathematics. It likely extended to deeper secrets, methods for maintaining absolute power, techniques for social manipulation, or even the ability to foresee the future through astrology and arcane rituals. The appearance of the Babylonian Brotherhood in ancient history isn't limited to the region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Many scholars believe this organization's influence quietly spread beyond Babylon, reaching other great civilizations like Egypt, Greece, and Rome. Thus, researching these earliest records isn't just about uncovering the history of one region. It's about unlocking the mysteries of a power network that silently enveloped the ancient world. Though scarce and often incomplete, these ancient documents are invaluable. They're crucial pieces of the puzzle, gradually lifting the veil on the true origins and significance of the Babylonian Brotherhood, an organization that may have secretly shaped some of the most pivotal events in human history. When tracing ancient texts related to the Babylonian Brotherhood, it quickly becomes clear that the true secret to their power lies within the myths of ancient gods. At the heart of Babylon's greatest legends stand three powerful names: Marduk, the supreme deity; Enki, the god of wisdom and hidden knowledge; and Enlil, the god who controls human destiny. In the ancient epic Enuma Elish, Marduk is depicted as a great hero who defeated the goddess of chaos, Tiamat, restoring order from primordial chaos. This wasn't merely a myth. It was a profound metaphor for ultimate power and absolute control. Babylonian priests believed that by embodying Marduk's victory and authority, they could maintain social order and assert dominance over the population. Even more intriguing is the theory that the Babylonian Brotherhood itself was a secret society dedicated to the worship of Marduk as a symbol of supreme power. Rare ancient texts discovered among temple ruins suggest that rituals honoring Marduk were reserved exclusively for the highest-ranking priests, carried out in absolute secrecy. These ceremonies were believed to influence the empire's fate. Clear evidence of a connection between this secret society and Babylonian mythology. However, Marduk wasn't the only deity critical to this hidden network. Alongside him was Enki, the god of wisdom, water, and hidden knowledge, who also held significant importance. In both Babylonian and earlier Sumerian cultures, Enki was revered as the patron of priests and scholars, guarding secrets about life, death, and forbidden knowledge hidden from common people. Consequently, Enki became symbolic of secret wisdom accessible only to those deemed worthy. Ancient documents claim Enki entrusted this divine knowledge to a select group. Could these chosen few have been the first members of the Babylonian Brotherhood? Individuals empowered to shape the kingdom's destiny through their control of secret knowledge. This was likely no mere coincidence. Researchers note that Enki's symbol, often a serpent or flowing water, also frequently appears in later secret societies, possibly indicating an inheritance of ancient mysteries. If Enki represented hidden wisdom, Enlil, the god embodying absolute authority and rule, carried even deeper implications. Ancient myths described Enlil as the one who determined human fate, issuing strict, often harsh judgments. In Babylonian belief, Enlil symbolized supreme power, top-down social control, and imposed order. This made him an ideal model for rulers and powerful priests who believed they were enforcing divine will upon ordinary people. The simultaneous worship of Marduk, Enki, and Enlil by Babylonian priests created a perfect triangle of power. Marduk represented overcoming chaos, Enki embodied secret knowledge, and Enlil symbolized absolute rule. Priests, possibly the founders of the Babylonian Brotherhood, believed combining the power of these three gods would establish an unbreakable structure of authority, impervious to time or human interference. Secret rituals conducted in hidden temples, sacred knowledge transmitted only among select members, and the total control over Babylonian society through myth created a secret yet remarkably effective system of power. Some modern scholars even suggest these rituals continued in various forms within secret societies around the world today, influencing major societal decisions. The full truth may have been buried beneath millennia, but surviving historical fragments and myths clearly indicate that the Babylonian Brotherhood didn't exist by chance. They may have developed a system of power beyond ordinary comprehension, using humanity's belief in gods as the ultimate tool for maintaining absolute control. In the mysterious world of the Babylonian Brotherhood, power and control weren't only found in ancient rituals or myths. They were hidden within the symbols they left behind. At first glance, these images seem simple, yet they carry a timeless and powerful meaning. These symbols acted as secret markers, coded messages holding mysteries understood only by a select few. Among the most prominent of Babylonian symbols was the serpent. Throughout human history, serpents have always held mystical significance. But in Babylon, the serpent carried a unique meaning. To the ancient Babylonians, it symbolized wisdom, hidden knowledge, and eternal rebirth. This directly connected the serpent to Enki, the guardian of sacred wisdom, the god who held the universe's deepest secrets. Ancient reliefs and clay tablets found in Babylonian temples frequently depict serpents coiled around staffs or guarding treasures of knowledge. In the symbolic language of the ancients, the serpent represented the flow of life and hidden wisdom accessible only to those brave enough to seek it. This leads to the theory that the serpent symbol used by the Babylonian Brotherhood didn't just represent power, but also encoded secret messages about the wisdom they protected and preserved. Parallel to the serpent, another equally mysterious symbol frequently appeared: the all-seeing eye. In Babylon, this was known as the Eye of Marduk, and the supreme god who observed and ruled everything from above. This eye was carved into sacred objects, priestly jewelry, temples, and even sacred texts. Notably, the eye was always depicted wide open, symbolizing its all-encompassing ability to oversee both human affairs and the spiritual realm. Modern researchers believe this all-seeing eye represented more than just surveillance. It symbolized absolute intellectual and political dominance. The Brotherhood likely used this symbol as a subtle reminder to its members. They were constantly under surveillance and no action could escape the organization's powerful gaze. There were also less-known symbols carrying deep significance like the eight-pointed star connected to the goddess Ishtar, Babylon's deity of love, war, and supreme power. The eight-pointed star symbolized a balance between earthly and divine powers, as well as a link between hidden spiritual realm. In the secret rites of the Babylonian Brotherhood, This star reportedly played a vital role directly tied to rituals that summoned hidden strength and supernatural power. Another notable symbol was the Tree of Life, commonly depicted on palace walls, fortresses, and sacred objects. The Tree of Life represented eternal knowledge, immortality, and divine authority. Priests believed that whoever controlled this symbol would also control the secrets of the universe and humanity's destiny. This explains why the Babylonian Brotherhood placed the Tree of Life at the heart of their most important ceremonies. When closely examined, these symbols share one critical theme. They're all connected to forbidden knowledge, absolute power, and the ability to control humanity, mind, body, and spirit. It's no coincidence that similar symbols such as the serpent, the all-seeing eye, or the Tree of Life reappeared in many powerful secret societies worldwide. Scholars suggest these later secret societies were either directly influenced by the Babylonian Brotherhood or inherited their traditions from ancient Babylonian priests. Even today, these ancient Babylonian symbols remain hidden in plain sight, appearing in architecture, artwork, and even currency, prompting many questions about the true power they conceal. This leads us to wonder, does the real strength of the Babylonian Brotherhood lie in their secret rituals, mystical prophecies, or perhaps in the symbols they've preserved and passed down through thousands of years of human history? As we continue peeling back the deepest layers of Babylonian symbolism, a surprising discovery begins to surface. Ancient symbols such as the serpent, the all-seeing eye, the Tree of Life, and the eight-pointed star weren't isolated to Babylon alone. They quietly spread beyond Mesopotamia, reaching the greatest civilization of the ancient world, Egypt. Between these two seemingly distant civilizations existed a profound and mysterious connection marked clearly by priests and secretive organizations. Some modern scholars believe that Babylonian priests, specifically the Babylonian Brotherhood, secretly spread their hidden knowledge and spiritual power into Egypt, creating parallel networks of hidden power beneath the shadow of the mighty pyramids. Most obvious is the serpent symbol we previously explored in Babylonian culture. In ancient Egypt, the serpent known as the uraeus also prominently appeared, always closely associated with royal symbolism and the absolute authority of the pharaohs. The image of a serpent wrapped around the Egyptian pharaoh's crown not only symbolized royal power, but also carried deeper meanings related to divine authority and the protection of sacred wisdom. This closely parallels the Babylonian symbolism associated with Enki, the keeper of secret knowledge and limitless spiritual power. Additionally, the famed all-seeing Eye of Babylon finds a near-perfect counterpart in Egypt, the Eye of Horus. Just as Babylon's eye symbolized comprehensive oversight and divine authority, the Eye of Horus stood for supreme protection, the power to see beyond everything, including the invisible spirit world. The undeniable similarities between these two symbols prompt researchers to ask, is this mere coincidence? Or did an exchange of esoteric knowledge occur between these two great civilizations through powerful priesthoods? Rare ancient texts from both civilizations partially reveal that secret exchanges might have existed between Egyptian and Babylonian secret societies. Some records from the ancient library of Alexandria mention secretive priestly delegations arriving from the distant east bringing with them mystical knowledge in astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and previously unseen religious rituals. This further strengthens theories suggesting the direct or indirect presence of the Babylonian Brotherhood in Egypt. Another significant point is the Tree of Life symbol, deeply sacred in Babylon, which appears in Egyptian culture as the legendary Ankh. The Ankh symbolized eternal life, the power of rebirth and hidden knowledge. Remarkably similar to Babylon's concept of the Tree of Life. Such parallels indicate that the spiritual wisdom preserved by the Babylonian Brotherhood may have been secretly transmitted and adopted by Egyptian secret societies. Moreover, secretive temple rituals in Egypt share striking similarities with those described in Babylon. Both civilizations practiced ceremonies reserved exclusively for elites and high-ranking priests, emphasizing strict secrecy regarding their content and meanings. These commonalities provide strong evidence that Egypt's ancient secret societies were profoundly influenced by the Babylonian Brotherhood. The trail of the Babylonian Brotherhood doesn't stop in the mysterious land of Egypt. It quietly crosses the Mediterranean, weaving its way into Greece, the cradle of philosophy and secretive traditions. It was here in ancient Greece that the mystical knowledge and rituals from Babylon found fertile ground, blending seamlessly with local culture and giving rise to secret societies viewed by history with endless fascination and curiosity. One of the clearest examples of this Babylonian influence appears in the famous Eleusinian Mysteries. Each year in Eleusis near Athens, these secret rituals attracted thousands, including legendary figures like Plato, Aristotle, and even Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Behind the sacred ceremonies lay a belief in an extraordinary secret, an ultimate wisdom hidden completely from the outside world. Remarkably, these Eleusinian rituals closely mirrored those of the Babylonian Brotherhood. Both centered around sacred teachings about life, death, and the possibility of rebirth. Both used similar symbols, wheat to symbolize renewal, and serpents to represent eternal wisdom and hidden knowledge. These surprising parallels have led many researchers to conclude that the Eleusinian Mysteries were essentially a Greek adaptation of Babylonian wisdom, introduced by guardians of ancient secrets from the East. Yet the Eleusinian Mysteries weren't alone in showing signs of Babylonian influence. Another famous Greek tradition, the school founded by Pythagoras, also bore clear marks of secret Babylonian traditions. Pythagoras was more than just a brilliant mathematician. He established an influential secret society with strict rules of silence and secrecy about their teachings. Even more intriguing, historical records indicate that Pythagoras himself traveled extensively to Egypt and the ancient region of Mesopotamia, the heartland of Babylon. According to these accounts, Pythagoras spent years learning directly from powerful Babylonian priests, absorbing deep knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and exclusive mystical rites intended only for the elite. Upon returning to Greece, he not only shared this knowledge, but structured his own organization similarly to the Babylonian Brotherhood. The Pythagorean school strictly enforced silence and emphasized mystical significance in geometric symbols, sacred numbers, and their hidden meanings. They believed the universe was governed by numbers and symbols, an exact reflection of Babylonian priestly beliefs. Additionally, the Ouroboros symbol, a serpent biting its own tail, representing the endless cycle of time and eternal wisdom, appeared frequently in Pythagorean teachings, having originated in Babylon. What drove these Babylonian concepts and rituals to spread so widely? Perhaps it was humanity's innate desire to uncover profound secrets and master hidden wisdom. By controlling such supreme knowledge, the Babylonian secret societies easily inspired and attracted influential Greek thinkers like Pythagoras, laying the foundation for powerful intellectual groups with lasting influence. Moreover, both the Eleusinian Mysteries and Pythagoras' school shared a common feature, distancing themselves from ordinary society, creating a separate exclusive realm where ultimate wisdom was carefully guarded. This closely mirrored the original operational structure of the ancient Babylonian Brotherhood. The resemblance wasn't accidental. It was clearly the result of a deliberate systematic transmission of secret knowledge by the Babylonian priesthood. From Greece, the wave of mystery from the East didn't stop. Instead, it quietly traveled onward through time, strongly re-emerging within one of history's greatest empires, Rome. Ideas, symbols, and mystical rituals originating from Babylon once again found a perfect home, hiding, growing, and influencing power from the shadows. The Roman Empire is famous for its discipline, absolute military power, and vast territorial rule. Yet few realize that alongside its outward strength, Rome was also fertile ground for secretive societies where Eastern mystical rituals and ancient knowledge found a role just as influential as mighty legions. One of the clearest signs of Babylonian secret societies in Rome was the widespread Mithraic cult, the worship of Mithras, a mysterious god of light. Mithras originated in the East, and his worship always occurred secretly, reserved only for carefully selected elites within Roman nobility and military circles. Followers of Mithras underwent secret rites and tests of endurance and loyalty, meant to impart ultimate wisdom unavailable to ordinary citizens. Interestingly, Mithras was always depicted alongside familiar Babylonian symbols: serpents, the all-seeing eye, and particularly the sacred bull, symbolizing power and eternal life. The ritualistic sacrifice of bulls in Mithraic temples closely mirrored ancient Babylonian priestly ceremonies, a striking similarity impossible to ignore. But Mithras wasn't the only connection. Another indication of the Babylonian Brotherhood's presence in Rome was found within the secret rituals practiced by the elite and imperial classes themselves. These ceremonies were always conducted privately, cloaked in absolute secrecy. Numerous Roman emperors, including Nero, Marcus Aurelius, and Constantine, participated in these secret rites, believing such hidden knowledge granted them the ability to rule effectively and maintain supreme power. Surviving historical texts also reveal that Roman priesthoods, especially secretive groups like the Vestal Virgins and Aurigars, shared remarkable similarities with Babylonian priests. These Roman priests, keepers of supreme knowledge and conductors of secret rituals, wielded subtle yet powerful influence, shaping critical decisions throughout the empire. Another Babylonian symbol clearly present in Rome was the all-seeing eye, sometimes appearing on palaces, temples, and even Roman currency. This eye symbolized ultimate protection, total surveillance, and control over both the visible and invisible worlds, providing compelling evidence of the quiet yet powerful presence of the Babylonian secret society within Western civilization's core. Additionally, Rome's political structure itself carried clear marks of Babylonian secret societies, particularly through maintaining secretive councils, advising the emperor behind the scenes. This mirrored ancient Babylon's hidden power structure, where priests stood behind the throne, controlling ultimate knowledge and power from the shadows. Some ancient texts even suggest Emperor Constantine, the ruler who made Christianity the Roman state religion, performed secret rituals of Eastern origin before making pivotal decisions. Could Constantine have received hidden guidance from a secret society connected directly back to the ancient Babylonian Brotherhood? While this remains an unsolved historical mystery, Constantine's links to Eastern rituals are clearly documented in multiple historical sources. As we examine these clues, it becomes evident that the emergence of Babylonian secret societies within the Roman Empire was no coincidence, but rather the result of intentional, deep-rooted influence from the East. It demonstrates clearly that the Babylonian Brotherhood didn't just operate within Mesopotamia. They extended their reach by influencing other secret societies, creating a global network far earlier than previously imagined. Thus, from ancient Babylon through Egypt, Greece, and finally into the heart of the Roman Empire, the Babylonian Brotherhood quietly left its mark at every critical juncture of ancient history. They always remained hidden in the shadows, maintaining true power through secret rituals and carefully protected ancient wisdom over thousands of years. When the mighty Roman Empire fell and slipped into the shadows of history, many thought the Babylonian Brotherhood's influence would fade away, too. Yet, strangely and mysteriously, this hidden power didn't vanish. Instead, it quietly persisted, reaching deep into one of the most enigmatic eras of human history, the European Middle Ages. One daring but persuasive theory is that the Babylonian Brotherhood profoundly influenced the secretive monastic orders and mysterious knights of medieval Europe, most notably the Knights Templar. As we know, the Knights Templar emerged in the early 12th century as protectors of Christian pilgrims journeying to the Holy Land. But they quickly evolved from this simple role into a secretive organization, wielding immense economic power and political influence. The crucial question is, was their true power drawn from an older, more mysterious source, Perhaps secret knowledge dating back to ancient Babylon? Some ancient and medieval documents suggest that during mysterious excavations beneath Jerusalem, the Templars uncovered not merely gold or material treasures, but ancient texts containing mystical rituals from distant antiquity. Modern researchers believe these manuscripts were originally kept by the ancient priests of Babylon, carefully hidden away for thousands of years, only to be rediscovered, adopted, and protected by the Knights Templar. This theory gains credibility from the frequent appearance of Babylonian symbols in the Templars' secret rites. The most infamous of these is Baphomet, a mysterious figure closely associated with their order. The image of Baphomet with its goat head and human body has sparked controversy and fear for centuries. Yet few realize that Baphomet shares deep symbolic ties to ancient Babylonian deities, particularly Enki, the god of secret wisdom and spiritual power. Beyond symbolism, the Knights Templars' rituals also bear uncanny resemblances to those practiced by Babylonian priests. Historical texts describe secret ceremonies conducted by the Templars involving sacred oaths and symbolic sacrifices designed to unlock spiritual power and hidden knowledge reserved only for the chosen few. These striking similarities lead many scholars today to conclude that the Templars didn't merely absorb Babylonian knowledge. They directly inherited and practiced the mystical rites and beliefs of the Babylonian Brotherhood. Another remarkable connection lies in the sophisticated, mysterious architecture of the Templars. The castles, fortresses, and chapels they built featured precise geometric proportions echoing ancient Babylonian architecture, where priests once employed advanced mathematical and astronomical knowledge to construct monumental buildings. Could the Templars have obtained this architectural wisdom from ancient manuscripts or lost texts originally from Babylon? Additionally, the Templars' unprecedented economic power closely mirrored the operational methods of ancient Babylonian secret societies. Babylonian priests famously controlled hidden wealth and societal resources, a method strikingly reflected in how the Templars established Europe's earliest banking system and efficiently managed vast assets. Many believe this wasn't coincidence, but rather the deliberate adoption of Babylonian practices for managing and maintaining hidden control. So, who exactly were the Knights Templar? Were they direct descendants or simply inheritors of the Babylonian Brotherhood's secret wisdom? Historical records remain vague and enigmatic. Yet, the connections between the Knights Templar and Babylonian practices grow increasingly undeniable. This mysterious link could even explain the sudden suspicious collapse of the Templars in the early 14th century when kings and the Catholic Church abruptly turned against them, ruthlessly suppressing the order. Perhaps their hidden knowledge and secret rituals became too threatening, endangering established authority. Yet, despite persecution and dissolution, the Knights Templar left behind a carefully guarded legacy, a secret heritage likely passed on and sustained by later powerful secret societies. After the Knights Templar were suppressed and seemingly vanished into the shadows, many believed their secrets would be lost forever. But in reality, the hidden flame of power originating from ancient Babylon never truly faded. The mystical legacy of the Templars quietly passed from generation to generation, eventually re-emerging mysteriously during the Renaissance, carried by two of the era's most powerful organizations, the Freemasons and the Illuminati. Beginning in the 16th century, the Freemasons rose as a secret society with an intricate and highly structured power hierarchy, attracting elite members across European society. But what's most surprising is that the Freemasons inherited many mysterious symbols directly from the ancient Babylonian Brotherhood. Among these symbols, the most prominent was the all-seeing eye, a powerful representation of ultimate oversight and absolute control, first appearing thousands of years earlier within Babylon's secret rituals. This eye wasn't merely symbolic. Within Freemason rituals, the all-seeing eye represented a supreme, ever-watchful power, constantly observing members in their thoughts and actions. This closely mirrors how ancient Babylonian priests used the symbol to remind themselves of divine oversight and omnipresent authority. Freemason ceremonies also prominently featured many other symbols and concepts rooted deeply in Babylonian tradition, such as the Tree of Life. Sacred geometric patterns and rituals focused on supreme knowledge and spiritual enlightenment. Scholars suggest these symbols and rites were inherited directly from traditions safeguarded by the Knights Templar during the Middle Ages, whose ultimate origins trace back to ancient Babylon. Yet the legacy didn't stop with the Freemasons. The hidden Babylonian influence emerged once again in another powerful controversial secret society, the Illuminati. Founded by Adam Weishaupt in the 18th century, the Illuminati quickly gained notoriety for its focus on absolute enlightenment, hidden power, and covert control. But few realize that the Illuminati adopted a set of symbols nearly identical to those of ancient Babylon. The most recognizable among these is the all-seeing eye placed at top a pyramid widely associated with the Illuminati today. Once again, this symbol strongly indicates a deep link between the Illuminati and the Babylonian Brotherhood, as the concept of invisible power and absolute control remain central themes in their rituals. Moreover, senior Illuminati members regularly referred to concepts like secret knowledge, rebirth, and a new world order, all ideas originating from ancient Babylonian rites. Researchers increasingly argue that the Illuminati did not emerge by chance. Instead, it was the next link in a continuous chain of hidden power stretching from ancient Babylon through the Knights Templar and Freemasons, right up to modern times. Even amidst the brilliance of the Renaissance, secretive groups like the Freemasons and the Illuminati quietly preserved and carried forward Babylonian secrets. Symbols like the all-seeing eye, along with ideas about world order and supreme wisdom, reveal an enduring connection to their ancient mysterious origins. As humanity stepped into the scientific and industrial revolutions, it seemed the world had finally entered an era of clarity and enlightenment. Yet, even during this age of discovery, the hidden influence of the Babylonian Brotherhood continued to weave subtly through history, quietly shaping humanity's greatest inventions and breakthroughs. In fact, many leading scientists of this era had deep connections with secret societies, particularly the Freemasons, who are believed by some to have directly inherited their wisdom from the ancient Babylonian Brotherhood. One notable example was Isaac Newton, the genius mathematician and physicist who formulated the theory of universal gravitation. Less widely known is that Newton was also a senior Freemason who spent years studying alchemy, mystical symbols, and ancient texts. In Newton's personal notes, researchers have discovered mysterious geometric symbols, references to secret rituals, and deep analyses of ancient knowledge from the East. These discoveries lead modern scholars to question: were Newton's groundbreaking scientific insights purely rational achievements? Or were they also influenced by ancient esoteric wisdom, a type of secret knowledge once carefully protected and transmitted through generations by the Babylonian Brotherhood? Newton wasn't alone. Other pioneering scientists of this period, including Robert Boyle, Benjamin Franklin, and even earlier figures like Leonardo da Vinci, despite their differences in time, were either active members of secret societies or closely connected to them. Many of their inventions, discoveries, and theories seem influenced by ancient knowledge and symbols tracing their roots back to Babylon. The Industrial Revolution itself, an event that dramatically reshaped the world, also carried strange echoes of these secret organizations. Confidential documents from the 18th and 19th centuries mention secretive meetings between prominent industrialists and Freemasons. These gatherings weren't solely focused on economics or technology, but involved secretive rituals marked by ancient symbols. Symbols that originated in Babylonian rites thousands of years prior. Some crucial inventions such as James Watt's steam engine have even sparked speculation that their inspiration or foundational ideas came from secretive sources linked to these societies. Similarly, major architectural achievements of this period, bridges, monumental buildings, and even entirely new industrial cities often reflect precise geometric proportions and ancient astronomical knowledge, known exclusively to secret societies like the Freemasons. While it's difficult to conclusively prove that the Babylonian Brotherhood or its descendant societies directly controlled or orchestrated these revolutions, their subtle influence continues to intrigue historians and researchers. Many argue that whether directly or indirectly, these secretive organizations have consistently guided, shaped, or influenced pivotal events throughout history, preserving their true power from behind the scenes. Moreover, the remarkable advances in science and industry might not simply represent natural historical progress. Rather, they may reflect intentional efforts by secret societies to rapidly advance human civilization, part of a broader strategy aimed at establishing a new world order, as suggested by ancient Babylonian teachings and beliefs. These secret societies firmly believed they possessed supreme knowledge capable of fundamentally altering humanity's destiny. To them, scientific and industrial leaps might simply be stages within a larger long-term plan, steps toward creating a new world where true power remains firmly under their control. Thus, though difficult to prove definitively, the hidden influence of the Babylonian Brotherhood and its successors within humanity's great revolutions can't be entirely dismissed. These faint yet persistent traces serve as a powerful reminder that true power may always linger in the shadows, guarded and concealed by secret organizations far stronger and more influential than the world has ever imagined. Traces of ancient Babylon's hidden power didn't just linger within Europe's great conflicts. They quietly crossed the Atlantic Ocean, embedding themselves deep within a new ambitious land, America, a young nation born from dreams of freedom and independence, yet secretly inheriting mysteries directly from powerful secret societies, descendants of the ancient Babylonian Brotherhood. Right from America's founding in the 18th century, many of the founding fathers, including George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson, had strong ties to Freemasonry. Surviving historical documents, portraits, and personal letters clearly reveal that these men were not only political leaders, but also high-ranking members of this secretive society. Benjamin Franklin himself openly admitted that the Freemasons provided him with the necessary wisdom to create a new nation. George Washington, America's first president, even swore his oath of office using a Freemason Bible, a clear sign of the society's profound influence on America's birth. But why are Freemasons connected so closely with the Babylonian Brotherhood? The answer lies hidden in mysterious symbols and architecture found right in the heart of Washington, D.C. If examined closely, one discovers the city was carefully designed using secret geometric proportions. Streets and public buildings align precisely with sacred geometric patterns, proportions, and designs that were famously used by the architects of ancient Babylon. The most striking example is the famous pyramid, an all-seeing eye symbol prominently displayed on the US dollar bill. Many have wondered why America, a nation seemingly unconnected to ancient Egypt or Babylon, would adopt such symbols. But the truth isn't random. The pyramid topped by an ever-watchful eye represents absolute power and total surveillance, symbols inherited directly from the Babylonian Brotherhood. Even the United States Capitol building clearly reflects Babylonian influence. Its magnificent dome and interior details are constructed using exact geometric proportions and mystical symbols, echoing ancient Mesopotamian architecture, used by Babylonian priests during secret rituals. Could this merely be coincidence? Or is it evidence that America was carefully designed through long-term planning, guided by inheritors of Babylonian mystical knowledge? Outside Washington, similar symbolism appears throughout American architecture, including the Statue of Liberty. Many modern scholars believe the statue is directly inspired by Ishtar, the ancient Babylonian goddess of power and freedom. Standing at America's gateway, the Statue of Liberty might be sending a clear message. America isn't merely a land of freedom, but also one profoundly shaped by ancient hidden power. Researchers argue that America's founding fathers weren't simply building a new country. Instead, they were fulfilling a much larger secretive plan passed down from ancient secret societies. A plan aimed at creating a new world where supreme knowledge, absolute power, and hidden control continue to thrive, directly inherited from the Babylonian Brotherhood. These theories might sound far-fetched, yet historical evidence continues to accumulate. Secret letters, archival documents, and writings from the Founding Fathers strongly suggest they were undertaking a larger hidden mission, one far grander and more mysterious than the public ever knew. Was America truly founded solely as a land of freedom and independence? Or was its birth part of a broader agenda set forth by powerful secret societies, aiming to establish a new world order based on the ancient wisdom of the Babylonian Brotherhood? The answer remains shrouded in mystery, but the historical clues and hidden connections simply cannot be dismissed. While the mysterious power of ancient Babylon quietly laid foundations in the West, shaping nations and superpowers like the United States, another significant question emerges. Did the Babylonian Brotherhood truly stop at the borders of the West? Or did they secretly extend their influence further, building hidden connections within the most enigmatic regions of Asia and the Middle East? In fact, Asia, home to humanity's oldest and most profound civilizations, holds countless puzzling traces directly linked to Western secret societies and ultimately to Babylonian power. From China's Ming Dynasty to India's Mughal Empire, and even to the ancient empires of Persia, all reveal astonishing mysteries about invisible powers at work. In ancient China, secret societies have long played significant roles in history. Some ancient texts mention hidden organizations using symbols like dragons and phoenixes performing secret rites rooted in ancient texts. Remarkably, these symbols bear striking resemblance to Babylonian symbols, especially the serpent, representing hidden wisdom, ultimate power, and eternal rebirth. Many scholars argue that the Chinese dragon is in fact a local adaptation of the ancient Babylonian serpent, symbolizing supreme authority. An intriguing case is the Ming Dynasty, particularly when Emperor Yonggul constructed the Forbidden City, China's ultimate center of power at the time. Its architecture employed precise geometric proportions reminiscent of iconic structures from ancient Babylon and Egypt. This similarity leads historians to wonder, was this advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy secretly transmitted from the West through hidden societies dating back to ancient times? In India, a similar story unfolds. The Mughal Empire, renowned for its breathtaking architecture and art, also concealed ancient astronomical knowledge in golden proportions within masterpieces like the Taj Mahal, techniques and symbolism closely matching those of Babylonian architecture. Even certain symbols found within Mughal palaces clearly reflect connections to Western secret societies, believed to have inherited Babylonian traditions. Likewise, in Persia, close to ancient Babylon itself, dynasties like the Safavid and earlier Achaemenid had powerful priestly secret societies conducting mysterious rituals to preserve their authority. Ancient texts suggest these Persian priests guarded not only religious knowledge but also secrets in astronomy, mathematics, and alchemy. Subjects remarkably similar to those studied by Western secret societies like the Freemasons and Rosicrucian. Many contemporary researchers now believe secret societies in Asia and the Middle East had either direct or indirect connections with the Babylonian Brotherhood. According to these scholars, the ancient Babylonian secret society never confined itself to a single civilization or region. Instead, they continually expanded their influence globally, establishing secret branches adapted to diverse local cultures. Though subtle, these traces cannot be dismissed lightly. They strongly suggest that Babylonian hidden power did not remain confined to Europe or America, but quietly spread deep into distant Eastern empires, silently shaping world history in ways difficult to detect. Recent archaeological discoveries and historical records from these regions further support the existence of a global network of hidden power. They hint at clandestine meetings between Eastern priests and mysterious figures from the West who carried ancient knowledge, mystical rituals, and powerful symbols clearly originating from Babylon. What does all this imply? It strongly suggests the existence of a secretive global network spanning thousands of years from ancient Mesopotamia to the greatest empires of Asia and the Middle East. The Babylonian Brotherhood is not merely a local legend or regional organization, but rather a global power network quietly operating behind the scenes, steering human history according to secret plans devised thousands of years ago. As the hidden influence of ancient Babylon spread across the globe from Europe all the way to Asia, a critical question arises. Could any ancient texts, particularly sacred documents like the Bible, contain clear references to the existence and influence of the Babylonian Brotherhood? Are the deepest secrets of this mysterious society subtly hidden within ancient manuscripts where humanity has long sought truths about our origins and purpose? In fact, within the Bible itself, Babylon has consistently been depicted as a powerful symbol of mystery, authority, decadence, and absolute control. Particularly in the Book of Revelation, Babylon is portrayed not merely as a historical city, but as a mystical hidden entity ruling the world from behind the scenes. It describes Babylon as an invisible power controlling global rulers, financial transactions, trade, and even major wars. Interestingly, these descriptions from Revelation closely match modern researchers' portrayals of the Babylonian Brotherhood, a secretive global network manipulating politics, economics, and society from the shadows. Could Revelation truly be prophetic? Or was it perhaps an encoded revelation by people who had recognized the presence and power of this ancient secret society? Beyond Revelation, other ancient texts such as the Apocrypha, the Book of Enoch, and ancient Gnostic writings also contain mysterious references to secretive groups holding supreme knowledge and guiding humanity. Throughout history, these texts frequently describe fallen angels, mysterious beings who shared forbidden knowledge with humanity, remarkably similar to how the Babylonian Brotherhood has traditionally been described protectors and keepers of ultimate wisdom, accessible only to select individuals. Some contemporary researchers have even discovered cleverly encoded passages within ancient Middle Eastern manuscripts explicitly mentioning secret rituals, Babylonian symbolism, and hidden societies capable of extensive social control. The Dead Sea Scrolls, famous documents discovered in Qumran caves, also reveal an ancient secretive group guarding sacred rituals and hidden knowledge functioning exactly as the Babylonian Brotherhood is believed to have operated for millennia. Moreover, many modern religious scholars theorize that today's religious practices still contain subtle, confusing elements rooted deeply in ancient Babylonian rites. Symbols like the all-seeing eye, the pentagram, or even the cross itself may have far older and more mysterious origins than commonly understood, possibly stretching back directly to ancient Babylon. These symbols aren't merely coincidental. They provide compelling evidence that the hidden influence of the Babylonian Brotherhood has never fully disappeared. Instead, it adapted and skillfully concealed itself within humanity's most sacred texts and traditions. Even ancient writings from Egypt, Greece, and Rome clearly show traces of rituals and symbols closely tied to the Babylonian Brotherhood. Texts like the Hermetica or secret manuscripts from the mystical schools of Alexandria contain knowledge remarkably similar to what Babylonian priests once protected. Concepts of rebirth, supreme knowledge, and ultimate spiritual authority repeatedly appear in these ancient documents, suggesting direct inheritance from the Babylonian secret society. Some modern historians and theologians argue that these ancient manuscripts were the precise methods through which powerful secret societies preserved and transmitted their hidden wisdom. By embedding their secrets within symbols, codes, and mythology, these societies effectively shielded their true power from those not chosen to understand it. Throughout human history, we've witnessed the subtle yet persistent existence of the Babylonian Brotherhood within our most sacred texts and ancient religious documents. But their true influence goes beyond rituals or manuscripts. A bold theory proposes that the ancient power of this secret society continues to flow directly through the world's most powerful families. Families we thought we knew well yet who remain shrouded in secrecy. Families such as the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Morgans, and heirs, names synonymous with immense global financial, political, and economic power, have long been at the center of countless mysteries and speculations. Researchers exploring hidden power constantly ask, is the absolute wealth and influence these families possess simply the result of savvy management and time? Or could it be the outcome of inheriting ancient secrets directly tied to Babylon itself? Many scholars of hidden histories believe these powerful families didn't simply emerge from nowhere. Instead, they quietly inherited and guarded a supreme system of knowledge and authority, preserved for thousands of years by the Babylonian Brotherhood. Through secret societies such as the Freemasons and the Illuminati, these families gained access to the deepest secrets of finance, economics, politics, and invisible social control. Indeed, historical evidence shows that many members of these prominent families were high-ranking participants in secret societies. The Rothschild family is a prime example with documented connections to Freemasonry and the Illuminati. Ancient texts, personal correspondence, and records suggest they weren't merely bankers. Rather, they held secret knowledge, mystical rituals, and comprehensive strategies for controlling global finance. It's hardly coincidence that many grand estates and buildings owned by these families worldwide incorporate ancient Babylonian symbolism. Images like the all-seeing eye, pyramids, and various mystical symbols quietly appear in their architecture. Subtle yet unmistakable evidence of their deep connection to ancient secret societies. Even more intriguing is these families' remarkable ability to control global economics. Maya Amschel Rothschild famously said, "Give me control of a nation's money supply and I care not who makes its laws." This perfectly echoes the ancient Babylonian priest's strategy. Whoever controls economic resources controls society itself. Could this be the supreme knowledge carefully protected and transmitted across millennia directly from ancient Babylon to today's elite families? Some researchers of hidden power even argue that secret elite gatherings such as the Bilderberg Group, the Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, or G7 meetings are dominated by these same influential families and carry the hidden mark of ancient Babylonian authority. These meetings occur behind closed doors, allowing the global elite to determine humanity's fate, shaping political and economic structures according to a long-standing secret plan. This theory might explain why, despite constant shifts in politics and economics, true power remains concentrated within a select few families and organizations. Economic fluctuations and major financial crises may not be random at all, but rather carefully orchestrated events, guided quietly from behind the scenes by these secret societies and the powerful families connected directly to the Babylonian Brotherhood. From the world's most powerful families, our story now moves into an even more mysterious domain, one where real power is measured in immense hidden numbers: the global financial system. Could prominent dynasties like the Rothschilds or Rockefellers, rumored heirs of ancient Babylon's secret wisdom, have transformed modern finance into a living embodiment of ancient hidden power? Many theories suggest the global financial system we know today, central banks, multinational financial institutions, and international entities like the IMF and the World Bank, isn't just a natural evolution of modern economics. Instead, it might be part of a carefully orchestrated plan built upon ancient knowledge first developed in Babylon, where humanity's earliest financial systems, lending practices, and societal control through debt originated. In fact, the history of paper currency, modern banking, and major financial centers such as New York and London bear the unmistakable imprint of secret societies. These systems were often established or heavily influenced by families connected closely to secretive groups like the Freemasons and the Illuminati, organizations directly inheriting the ancient power of the Babylonian Brotherhood. Take for instance the world's most influential central banks, the U.S. Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, and the European Central Bank. All are believed to be heavily influenced, even controlled by powerful families, especially the Rothschild dynasty. Researchers argue this isn't coincidental. but part of a long-term strategy to dominate global financial flows, directly reflecting the ancient Babylonian principle. Whoever controls money controls real power. Today's financial system, especially the fiat currency model, no longer backed by gold, is built on debt, credit, and interest. Interestingly, this mirrors precisely the methods used by ancient Babylonian priests thousands of years ago to dominate society. Could this ancient wisdom have been secretly preserved, protected, and passed down, resurfacing subtly within modern society? Additionally, extensive research has pointed out that major economic crises like the Great Depression of 1929 or the global financial crash of 2008 bear clear signs of behind-scenes manipulation. Before these crises occurred, influential families and powerful financial organizations frequently held secret meetings and made mysterious preparations, almost as if deliberately engineering these events to reshape the global economic order, according to an ancient plan. Moreover, even major international organizations such as the United Nations, the IMF, and the World Bank may not merely be products of political negotiation. Instead, they were possibly created and continue to be influenced by networks of secret societies and powerful families, executing a hidden plan of globalization rooted directly in Babylonian traditions, symbolism, and ancient wisdom. Since their founding, these organizations have seen significant involvement from secretive groups such as Bilderberg, the Council on Foreign Relations (CFR), Freemasons, and Illuminati. Many early founders and leaders within the UN, IMF, and World Bank were either high-ranking members or closely associated with these secret societies. This raises a critical question. Are these international organizations genuinely focused on global peace and stability? Or are they simply instruments in a grander hidden agenda carefully concealed behind a facade of noble intentions? Even the symbolism of the United Nations, the world map surrounded by a laurel wreath, is no coincidence. The laurel wreath symbolizes victory and absolute authority, while the map represents comprehensive global control, both symbols inherited from ancient Babylonian imagery. Similarly, the architecture of the IMF and World Bank headquarters frequently incorporates sacred geometry and symbolic elements dating directly back to ancient Babylon. All these clues lead us to a significant question. Is the global financial system and the current international institutions truly just tools created by a small elite group to maintain power, directly inheriting their ultimate authority from the ancient Babylonian Brotherhood? Or are these just an extraordinary series of coincidences? As we dive deeper into the mysterious world of secret societies and global power structures, perhaps nothing is more intriguing and controversial than revelations from insiders themselves, individuals once deeply involved in these elite circles. Through their accounts, a hidden door opens, bringing us closer than ever to the truth about the Babylonian Brotherhood and how they quietly influence world events from behind the scenes. One of the most famous accounts comes from Stanley Monteth, a former insider closely connected to top figures in global politics and economics. Monteth revealed that he personally interacted with high-ranking members of organizations like Bilderberg, the Council on Foreign Relations (CFR), and even the Illuminati. In his accounts, real power has always been concentrated in the hands of a small secretive group. These individuals have inherited ancient knowledge dating back to Babylonian secret societies with clearly laid out plans to shape the world according to their desires. Monteth emphasized that major political and economic decisions are never truly made during public meetings or conferences visible to the public. Instead, they occur beforehand in secret gatherings conducted through special rituals and symbols originating from ancient Babylonian rites. He particularly highlighted the pervasive use of the all-seeing eye symbol, not simply as harmless imagery, but as a constant reminder of the organization's absolute power and surveillance over society. Another notable insider was John Todd, who claimed to come from a family deeply rooted in secret societies. Todd made shocking claims, asserting that the world's most powerful families were all senior members of secretive groups directly descended from the Babylonian Brotherhood. According to Todd, these mystical rituals, ancient symbols, and global agendas had been meticulously preserved through thousands of years within elite families and secret organizations. Todd also revealed that even the global entertainment and media industries are discreetly but powerfully controlled by these societies. He described strange rituals performed by prominent entertainers involving symbolic sacrifices and oaths of loyalty, practices remarkably similar to ancient Babylonian rites. Todd's revelation sparked intense controversy. Many doubted him, but others believed he was uncovering the deepest truths about the hidden world we live in. Another figure who rocked the world with similar disclosures was Ronald Bernard, a former senior member of the global banking elite. Bernard openly stated that he attended secret meetings among top financial leaders, where critical global economic decisions were guided by a select powerful group. These individuals employed ancient Babylonian rituals to maintain their absolute control. Bernard revealed that global banking wasn't merely about profit. Instead, it adhered to a far-reaching master plan outlined long ago by ancient secret societies. Bernard notably revealed that senior members believed deeply in spiritual and mystical powers far beyond common understanding. Ancient rituals and Babylonian symbols like the all-seeing eye, pyramids, and sacred geometry were routinely present in their secret meetings where they discussed the fate of the world. For these individuals, these symbols weren't just traditions. They were practical tools of power, enabling them to maintain tight control, as dictated by the ancient wisdom passed down from the Babylonian Brotherhood itself. As controversial insider revelations open new doors, we're led into a surprising yet familiar territory: popular culture. It's fascinating and mysterious to realize that symbols and concepts linked to the Babylonian Brotherhood, once closely guarded secrets, now increasingly appear openly in movies, books, music, and even mainstream media. Why are humanity's oldest secrets suddenly so prominently displayed in our modern world? Among the most famous examples are Dan Brown's best-selling novels and films, Angels and Demons, and The Da Vinci Code. Brown masterfully integrates ancient symbols, secret rituals, and powerful secret societies into gripping narratives. Though these works are considered fictional, the unmistakable presence of ancient societies, mystical rites, and symbols such as the all-seeing eye, pyramids, and Illuminati organizations is perhaps the clearest indication that the Babylonian Brotherhood's influence has deeply penetrated popular culture. Hollywood blockbusters also prominently feature these ancient Babylonian symbols. Films like National Treasure and Stanley Kubrick's iconic Eyes Wide Shut provide striking examples. These movies aren't merely entertainment. They subtly communicate hidden truths about the world's most influential secret societies. The abundance of ancient symbols and mysterious rituals depicted in these films leads viewers to wonder, is this just imagination? Or are the elites carefully hinting at realities they have long protected? Even the music industry increasingly features controversial Babylonian imagery. Famous artists such as Jay-Z, Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, and Rihanna often incorporate symbols like the all-seeing eye, pyramids, or mystical signs into their music videos and performances. While most people see these merely as artistic expression, many researchers believe it signals deeper, hidden influences from secret societies directly descended from ancient Babylonian roots. Another striking example is the hugely successful Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. On the surface, it's purely fictional wizardry, yet the repeated presence of ancient mystical symbols, secret rituals, and mysterious groups has raised many questions. Some researchers believe Rowling cleverly introduced ancient knowledge and concepts once carefully guarded by the Babylonian Brotherhood into mainstream consciousness. Major media outlets also often hint at the existence of secret societies and hidden powers. Networks like CNN, BBC, and streaming giants such as Netflix regularly produce documentaries and special programs exploring topics like Illuminati, Freemasons, or directly referencing ancient Babylon as the origin of mysterious power. Is this perhaps a way to gradually prepare the public, slowly revealing the truth about the hidden forces shaping our world. Even global events such as the Olympics, Grammys, or Super Bowl contain elaborate performances filled with symbolic imagery. Spectacular light shows, ritualistic ceremonies, and ancient symbolism often feature prominently, subtly, implying that the world we live in may be under constant surveillance and influence from an invisible power that existed long before our modern era. But why would global elites, those rumored to have inherited supreme knowledge from the Babylonian Brotherhood, indirectly reveal these symbols through popular culture? Some scholars believe this subtle approach is intentionally designed to gradually condition the public, preparing them to accept a profound truth that real power never belonged to the majority, but has always been in the hands of a select elite. By skillfully embedding ancient symbols and concepts into films, music, and literature, the elite are artistically revealing the truth. Part of a larger global plan unfolding carefully behind the scenes throughout our exploration into the Babylonian Brotherhood and its alleged impact on popular culture. We've journeyed into fascinating realms where history meets legend and compelling theories. Yet to gain a more balanced and objective perspective on this controversial subject, it's crucial to also consider the critical viewpoints of respected historians, researchers, and experts. Their skepticism and careful analysis help us approach the Babylonian Brotherhood more clearly and objectively. One of the strongest objections comes from mainstream historians who argue that despite Babylon's wealth of temples, historical records, and religious texts, there is simply no concrete historical evidence for a powerful secret society lasting thousands of years. Ancient Babylonian clay tablets and ununiform writings make no clear mention of an organization resembling the modern concept of the Babylonian Brotherhood. This raises an important question. Could the notion of such a brotherhood simply be a modern creation built upon misunderstandings or exaggerated interpretations of ancient cultural symbols? Secondly, cultural experts and symbol analysts point out that symbols such as the all-seeing eye, pyramids, serpents, and other mystical imagery appear commonly across numerous cultures, not exclusively connected to Babylon or any single secret society. These symbols frequently appear in ancient Egypt, Mayan civilization, Greece, and elsewhere, reflecting universal cultural archetypes rather than evidence of a unified organization. Therefore, attributing these symbols directly to a specific secret society like the Babylonian Brotherhood could be an unfounded leap driven more by humanity's fascination with mysteries than historical reality. Social psychologists add another dimension, suggesting that humans naturally gravitate towards simpler and more compelling explanations for complex realities. The idea of secret societies manipulating world events from the shadows appeals deeply to people's imaginations, fueling conspiracy theories like those surrounding the Babylonian Brotherhood. According to this viewpoint, these theories satisfy psychological needs to believe the world is controlled by hidden powers rather than accept a more random and complex reality. Experts in economic and political history strongly reject the claim that global institutions such as the United Nations IMF or World Bank are secretly controlled by ancient secret societies. They argue that the power and influence of these institutions emerge naturally from economic development, globalization, and international cooperation. Connections between powerful individuals and families result more from elite networking and social structure, rather than any direct ties to a mysterious organization like the Babylonian Brotherhood. Regarding insider revelations, many researchers emphasize the lack of verifiable evidence in stories told by individuals like John Todd, Ronald Bernard, or Stanley Monteth. Though their accounts are fascinating and provocative, they often lack clear documentation or verifiable proof. Some experts suggest these revelations might stem from complex personal experiences or even intentional exaggerations aimed at capturing public attention. Finally, scholars of popular culture emphasize that the frequent use of mysterious symbolism and secret societies in books, movies, and music does not necessarily indicate control by hidden organizations. Instead, It highlights humanity's enduring fascination with mystery and intrigue. Authors, filmmakers, and artists utilize these symbols creatively because they captivate audiences and enhance storytelling, not because of secret underlying agendas. In general, these critical viewpoints share a common conclusion. The Babylonian Brotherhood might simply be a modern myth rooted in historical misunderstandings, deep psychological needs, and our inherent attraction to conspiracy narratives. Clear objective proof of the Brotherhood's actual existence remains elusive, and it might never be found conclusively. Amid the heated debates among historians, cultural experts, and skeptical researchers about the existence of the Babylonian Brotherhood, recent archaeological and historical discoveries have added fresh perspectives to the controversy. While these discoveries don't conclusively confirm or deny the Brotherhood's existence, they do open fascinating new angles for deeper discussion. One of the most exciting recent discoveries involves ancient clay tablets unearthed near the ruins of ancient Babylon in Iraq. Archaeologists from H. Heidelberg University in Germany recently revealed these tablets inscribed with mysterious symbols and previously unknown ritual texts. While still being decoded, researchers suspect these writings could provide evidence of an exclusive group of priests who possessed secret knowledge and power. Although the tablets don't explicitly mention a Babylonian brotherhood, their discovery raises compelling questions. Did a secretive group truly control specialized knowledge and rituals in ancient Babylon? Unknown until now. Additionally, a significant find emerged from excavations near Mosul at an ancient Assyrian library. Researchers uncovered Akkadian and ancient Sumerian documents referencing powerful priestly groups that maintained complete social control by guarding secrets related to astronomy, mathematics, and religious rituals. Intriguingly, these documents seem to describe a power structure strikingly similar to modern theories about the Babylonian Brotherhood, a network of influential priests shaping society behind the scenes. Scholars are actively analyzing and debating whether this discovery represents an early version of the organization theorized in modern times. Meanwhile, recent discoveries in ancient Egypt have raised equally intriguing questions. Archaeologists from Cambridge University uncovered a series of mysterious reliefs and wall paintings at Karak Temple depicting rituals that prominently feature symbols strongly resembling those found in ancient Babylon, including the all-seeing eye and serpents wrapped around staffs. These powerful symbols, frequently mentioned in secret society theories, prompt researchers to wonder, could these symbols originate from an interconnected priestly network that shared knowledge across national borders? Perhaps the historical root of what would later be called the Babylonian Brotherhood. On the other hand, some recent archaeological findings have cast doubt on theories of a secret organization lasting thousands of years. Smithsonian Institution archaeologists analyzing artifacts from ancient Mesopotamian cities found no concrete evidence supporting the existence of a secret society with overarching control such as the Babylonian Brotherhood. They emphasize that despite abundant evidence of social complexity in ancient Babylon, there's no definitive proof of a single secretive organization dominating all aspects of society. According to these researchers, while ancient societies certainly had clearly defined social hierarchies, including priests, rulers, and common citizens, claims of a single secret organization, pulling all the strings, lack solid archaeological support. Outside of archaeology, recently declassified historical documents from archives in Europe and the United States, particularly from the 18th and 19th centuries, provide further insight. These documents clearly confirm the existence of secretive groups like the Freemasons, Illuminati, and Rosicrucians. However, they also suggest these groups weren't necessarily direct ancient descendants of a Babylonian society. Instead, they often drew inspiration from ancient legends and symbols, crafting an aura of mystery to attract new members. This discovery supports skeptical viewpoints, arguing the Babylonian Brotherhood may simply be a modern myth reflecting deep-seated psychological and social needs, rather than a genuine secret society existing continuously from ancient times to today. We've come a long way together, journeying through thousands of years of history, stepping into the mysterious worlds of ancient civilizations, and exploring every trace left behind by one of history's most controversial secret societies, the Babylonian Brotherhood. Yet, despite this long journey, countless important questions remain unanswered. What's the true origin of mysterious symbols like the all-seeing eye, the pyramid serpents, or the eight-pointed star symbols still found around the globe today? Are they just cultural coincidences? Or could they represent a hidden power stretching all the way from ancient Babylon into our modern world? Beyond symbols, archaeological sites like the ancient cities of Uruk and Nineveh, the lost library of Alexandria, or Egypt's Karnak Temple, still conceal countless unexplored secrets beneath layers of earth accumulated over thousands of years. Who knows what ancient documents or precious artifacts still await discovery? Items that could dramatically reshape our entire view of history. These knowledge gaps create a space of mystery, fueling endless speculation about the Babylonian Brotherhood, and ensuring these theories never completely fade away. Recent discoveries like the Dead Sea Scrolls in Qumran or newly unearthed clay tablets near Babylon are still awaiting full interpretation. Strange symbols and previously unknown ancient writings have led archaeologists to cautiously ask, could this be the newest evidence pointing to a powerful priestly organization, secretly safeguarding ancient wisdom? Or are these merely scattered pieces that we humans eagerly piece together, driven by our endless fascination with historical mysteries? Meanwhile, in our modern world, secrets continue to swirl around prominent groups like the Freemasons, Illuminati, and the mysterious meetings of global elites. The unexplained details surrounding these societies prompt us to wonder, could there really be an invisible current of power flowing uninterrupted for thousands of years from ancient Babylon right up to the present day, quietly shaping our lives from behind history's curtain? Yet, beyond all controversies, arguments, evidence, and theories, the most important thing isn't to conclusively prove or disprove the Babylonian Brotherhood's existence. Instead, what truly matters is maintaining an attitude of healthy skepticism, remaining thoughtful, critical, yet open-minded enough to explore new possibilities and perspectives. History is always far more complex than any simple explanation. Truth rarely fits neatly into a single easy answer. No matter how intriguing, theories must constantly be tested against objective, compelling evidence. But it's precisely these unanswered questions that drive us forward, encouraging deeper exploration and thoughtful reflection. These mysteries motivate us to keep turning pages, digging through layers of earth and history, seeking fresh answers, discovering new perspectives, and learning more about ourselves and the world around us. We've just journeyed together through the mysterious story of the Babylonian Brotherhood, an ancient secretive network said to have quietly controlled knowledge and influenced humanity's destiny for thousands of years. But what allowed secret societies like the Babylonian Brotherhood to survive and maintain their hidden power for so many centuries? The answer may not lie in weapons or wealth, but in something far more valuable and far more dangerous: forbidden knowledge. But what exactly is this forbidden knowledge? This is the kind of information, understanding, and technology deemed too dangerous or too important to be openly shared. It encompasses ancient secrets accessible only to a select few individuals entrusted with their protection. Knowledge about astronomy, alchemy, lost technologies, or ancient texts containing truths about humanity's origins. If publicly revealed, these secrets could potentially overturn entire social orders. Ancient civilizations like Egypt, Babylon, Greece, and the Maya all possessed vast reservoirs of such knowledge. Throughout history, secret societies have considered safeguarding these hidden truths their ultimate mission, even more critical than political or economic power. They believed whoever controls forbidden knowledge can shape the destiny of the entire world. Returning to our recent exploration of the Babylonian Brotherhood, we can see that possessing and protecting forbidden knowledge was precisely how they maintained influence for so long. The priests of ancient Babylon held extraordinary insights into astronomy, mathematics, alchemy, and mystical rituals. Yet they took great care to shield this knowledge from ordinary citizens, knowing its revelation could shatter the very foundations of the society they meticulously built and controlled. Yet the Babylonian Brotherhood was just one of countless secret organizations throughout history, each guarding their own hidden truths. And the story of forbidden knowledge doesn't end here. Join me as we dive deeper into the mysteries of forbidden knowledge, ancient secrets banned by history's most powerful secret societies. Together we'll explore what makes this knowledge so powerful in the shadows, why it has fascinated humanity for centuries, and why, despite our endless desire, we may never fully grasp it. Of all the ancient forbidden knowledge, perhaps no mystery has captivated and haunted humanity quite like Atlantis, the legendary civilization that secret societies throughout history seem determined to keep hidden in the shadows. The story of Atlantis first appeared around 360 BC in the famous writings of the Greek philosopher Plato. He described Atlantis as a vast island civilization, exceptionally wealthy, and advanced in technology, wisdom, and military power, which suddenly vanished beneath the ocean in just a single catastrophic night. For thousands of years since, scholars have endlessly debated Atlantis's authenticity, frequently discovering tantalizing traces of a lost civilization, hidden deep in humanity's distant past. But what makes Atlantis truly fascinating is that it didn't only appear in ancient Greek texts. It's also mentioned, albeit vaguely, in numerous other ancient manuscripts. From mysterious Egyptian writings once housed in the legendary Library of Alexandria, to secret texts reportedly hidden deep within locked vaults inside the Vatican Library. The Library of Alexandria, ancient history's greatest repository of knowledge, once contained priceless volumes detailing forgotten civilizations, including elaborate accounts of Atlantis. Yet, when this library mysteriously burned down, these writings vanished forever. Many suspect this devastating fire wasn't entirely accidental, but possibly part of an intentional plan by ancient secret societies, aiming to protect Atlantean knowledge from the eyes of outsiders. One intriguing theory proposed by researchers is that Atlantis didn't simply vanish without a trace, but instead passed its advanced knowledge and technologies to other ancient civilizations. Could there be evidence showing that Atlantis transferred its secrets to civilizations like ancient Egypt or Babylon? Indeed, the ancient Babylonian priests, members of the Babylonian Brotherhood, possessed sophisticated astronomical knowledge and building technologies far beyond their time. Is it possible they didn't independently develop this knowledge, but actually inherited it from a civilization far more advanced, one that mysteriously vanished from human history long ago? If the secrets of Atlantis made us reflect on mysterious vanished civilizations, there's another kind of knowledge, equally intriguing, that powerful secret societies have carefully guarded and hidden for thousands of years. Ancient astronomical knowledge. Astronomy has always been a fascinating and mystical field for humanity. But the most puzzling aspect is how numerous ancient civilizations without access to modern scientific tools could achieve incredibly precise and complex astronomical discoveries, often surpassing the abilities we thought they possessed. How were these ancient peoples able to grasp such sophisticated secrets of the universe? One of the most famous examples is the Mayan calendar. Even today, modern science still struggles to fully explain how the ancient Maya, who lacked telescopes or advanced technology, could accurately calculate astronomical cycles spanning thousands of years, including the precise movements of planets and galaxies. The Mayan calendar even predicted special celestial events that modern humanity only recently discovered. Did the Maya independently acquire this knowledge, or was it passed down to them from another source? Perhaps ancient wisdom carefully protected by secret societies throughout history. Similarly, Stonehenge, the mysterious stone monument in England, remains an enduring unanswered question. How did prehistoric people thousands of years ago construct a monument capable of precisely marking important celestial events like solstices and equinoxes? Recent research reveals that Stonehenge was intentionally built to align with specific astronomical positions, effectively functioning as a giant astronomical map to observe the sky and predict celestial cycles. Researchers wonder, could there have been an ancient priesthood that secretly held specialized astronomical knowledge, transmitting it carefully through generations to a select few? But the mystery doesn't stop there. Ancient maps like the famous Piri Reis map from the 16th century continue to astonish modern science. Created from even older sources, this map accurately depicts regions like Antarctica, long before humanity was known to have discovered it. Scientists ask, did ancient people possess extraordinary astronomical and geographical knowledge far beyond what we assume today? And was this knowledge secretly controlled and concealed by powerful secret societies? The idea that secret societies controlled such astronomical wisdom isn't far-fetched or purely imaginary. Historically, Egyptian priests, the Babylonian Brotherhood, and medieval groups like the Knights Templar and Freemasons all held a profound interest in astronomy. To these secretive organizations, astronomical knowledge wasn't just ordinary science. It was the key to controlling humanity's fate, determining the timing of sacred rituals and maintaining supreme power. In the ancient world, celestial events such as eclipses or comets were often viewed as divine omens capable of altering the destiny of entire empires. Whoever controlled the secrets behind these astronomical cycles held absolute power in society. It's precisely why secret societies were so determined to guard this knowledge, selectively passing it down through generations to a carefully chosen elite few. Forbidden knowledge doesn't stop at astronomy or mysterious lost civilizations like Atlantis. In fact, one of the greatest secrets ever controlled and deliberately hidden by secret societies lies within a book we think we know extremely well: the Bible itself. Not every ancient text written about history, faith, or the origins of humanity made it into the official biblical canon we know today. A significant number of ancient writings, collectively known as the Apocrypha, books considered forbidden, hidden, or non-canonical, were mysteriously excluded from official versions of the Bible despite containing intriguing insights into humanity's origins, angels, and significant historical events. Among these apocryphal writings, perhaps the most famous is the Book of Enoch. Attributed to Enoch, a figure briefly mentioned in the book of Genesis, this book vividly describes journeys to the heavens, interactions between humans and angels, and notably an ancient race of beings known as the Watchers, angelic entities who descended to Earth and imparted advanced forbidden knowledge to early humanity. What was so dangerous about this book that religious leaders decided to remove it entirely from official scripture? Could the details found in the Book of Enoch, stories of human-angel communication, supernatural wisdom, and extraordinary origins, have directly challenged fundamental medieval church teachings? Indeed, medieval secret societies and religious authorities were extremely careful about controlling this knowledge. They feared that if the public learned about the Book of Enoch and other apocryphal texts, it could trigger a massive crisis of faith or even threaten the absolute authority of the church itself. Thus, these books weren't merely excluded from the Bible. They were carefully hidden away, accessible only to a chosen elite. But did powerful secret societies truly erase this knowledge completely? Or have they secretly preserved it in the shadows all along? Fascinating evidence suggests organizations like the Knights Templar, the Rosicrucian, and even secretive religious institutions connected directly to the Vatican have carefully studied and safeguarded these apocryphal writings, especially the Book of Enoch. Interestingly, the Babylonian Brotherhood, whose mysteries we've previously explored, is also believed to have strong connections with the knowledge contained within the Book of Enoch. This ancient text explicitly describes the Watchers, fallen angels who taught humanity advanced astronomy, alchemy, metallurgy, and even incredible construction techniques. These descriptions sound remarkably similar to what we've learned about the ancient priests of Babylon, individuals widely acknowledged to have possessed extraordinary astronomical, mathematical, and architectural knowledge. Could these ancient priests have inherited their remarkable wisdom directly from the beings described in the Book of Enoch? If true, this would mean secret societies throughout history have quietly preserved some of the most profound secrets about humanity's true origins and the hidden influences shaping our world. The apocryphal books aren't the only secrets that powerful secret societies and religious authorities have tried to keep hidden throughout history. In the mid-century, an extraordinary archaeological discovery brought humanity closer than ever to a hidden trove of ancient knowledge: the Dead Sea Scrolls of Qumran. In 1947, near the shores of Israel's Dead Sea, a young shepherd stumbled upon clay jars containing hundreds of ancient scrolls hidden away for thousands of years inside caves. These scrolls weren't merely ordinary ancient texts. They were incredibly valuable and mysterious documents revealing unknown details about religious history, society, and perhaps even secrets about humanity's very origins. The Qumran scrolls, written in ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, contain the oldest known copies of books from the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament, alongside numerous writings that never appeared in mainstream biblical texts. Among these were controversial descriptions of the life and secret rituals of the ancient Essene community, a mysterious Jewish sect who believed they held unique knowledge and could communicate directly with supernatural beings. It's these details about the Essene community and their secret ceremonies that cause powerful religious groups and secret societies to tightly control access to and the release of information from the Dead Sea Scrolls. In fact, from their discovery until decades later, the Qumran scrolls were strictly overseen by a select group of scholars. Publication of their contents progressed extremely slowly, and certain portions were deliberately withheld from public view. Many historians and researchers have raised questions about possible interference from influential secret societies, such as clandestine religious groups, or even the Vatican itself, in controlling or limiting the information revealed from the Qumran texts. Could they be afraid of certain truths that, if released, might shake the very foundations of faith held by millions around the world? One of the greatest secrets contained within these scrolls involves references to the mysterious teacher of righteousness, an enigmatic figure whom the Essene described as a guide leading them toward ultimate truth, directly challenging the established teachings of religious authorities at the time. Some scholars believe this teacher of righteousness was actually a real historical person intentionally erased from official records. Did secret societies deliberately try to control or destroy these documents to maintain their authority and doctrinal unity? Additionally, the Qumran scrolls record intense debates over the origins of angels, apocalyptic events, and supernatural entities, topics that could completely undermine traditional beliefs and prompt serious questions about teachings humans have trusted for thousands of years. From the very beginning, these scrolls were undeniably wrapped in secrecy, surrounded by suspiciously strict limitations on access. For decades, organizations like the Vatican and other influential secret societies appeared cautious, some would say overly cautious, influencing research timelines or trying to control scholarly work related to the scrolls. Certain reports even suggest instances of theft, destruction, or mysterious disappearances of crucial sections of the Dead Sea Scrolls, implying deliberate efforts to keep the special knowledge inside them hidden from public eyes. The Dead Sea Scrolls aren't the only example of special knowledge that powerful secret societies have hidden away throughout history. There's another ancient field of knowledge, perhaps even more mystical and mysterious, that these societies have fiercely protected: alchemy and legends of immortality. From ancient times, alchemy wasn't just about turning base metals like lead into gold. For secret societies and renowned alchemists, the true ultimate goal was something called the Philosopher's Stone, a legendary object said to possess the power not only to transform matter, but also to grant eternal life and supreme power. Throughout history, secret societies like the Knights Templar, Illuminati, and especially the Rosians have all been strongly associated with these alchemical legends. The Knights Templar became famous for discovering and guarding secrets in Jerusalem, including ancient alchemical manuscripts. Secret historical records suggest the Templars didn't just possess mystical texts, but quietly protected and studied techniques of transmuting matter. Some scholars even believe it was precisely this hidden alchemical knowledge that made the Templars incredibly wealthy and powerful, eventually leading to their brutal suppression by the Church in the 14th century. Meanwhile, the Rosicrucians, a secret society that emerged powerfully in 17th century Europe, claimed to be direct inheritors of ancient alchemical wisdom. Rosicrucian texts described elaborate rituals intended to reveal supernatural truths, the secret of immortality, and the transformation of matter. They proclaimed themselves guardians of absolute truth, carefully protecting the philosopher's stone and immortality from those who might misuse this powerful knowledge. The Illuminati, another secret society often accused of orchestrating major historical events, also had strong ties to alchemy. Recently revealed secret documents show the Illuminati had an intense interest in studying mystical insights from legendary alchemists, like Nicholas Flamel and Paracelsus, figures who were believed to have successfully uncovered the Philosopher's Stone secrets. Nicholas Flamel is perhaps the most famous historical example of hidden alchemical knowledge. A Frenchman from the 14th century, Flamel became legendary for supposedly creating the Philosopher's Stone itself. Ancient accounts suggest that Flamel didn't merely transform metals into gold. He had also discovered the secret to immortality. Yet, immediately after Flamel's supposed death, all his notes, manuscripts, and formulas mysteriously disappeared, presumably seized and concealed by secretive societies. Similarly intriguing is the Count of Sangenême, a mysterious figure living in 18th century Europe who was also rumored to possess alchemical powers and immortality. Stories claim Saint-Germain never aged and appeared mysteriously at pivotal historical events across Europe. Many speculate he was actually a high-ranking member of secret societies like the Rosicrucian or Illuminati, quietly entrusted with protecting ancient alchemical knowledge from falling into the wrong hands. Another area just as mysterious is the realm of lost ancient technologies, engineering skills so advanced they surpass our modern understanding. Let's look at some of history's most astonishing structures, those that modern scientists, despite advanced tools and machinery, still can't fully explain. The Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt is a perfect example. This colossal structure, built from more than 2 million precisely placed stone blocks, each weighing several tons, aligns perfectly with astronomical coordinates. Even today, recreating this pyramid with our advanced construction techniques would be extremely challenging, perhaps nearly impossible. So how could ancient Egyptians who lacked modern construction tools accomplish this incredible feat? The answer remains hidden. Yet, many scholars theorize that the ancient Egyptians inherited a special kind of construction knowledge, a lost ancient technology capable of moving and shaping massive stones, now completely vanished. There's a theory that these techniques were once held exclusively by a small circle of priests and powerful secret societies, intentionally concealed or destroyed to protect their secrets from outsiders. Beyond Egypt and South America, we encounter another mystery: Puma Punku in Bolivia. This sophisticated architectural marvel features enormous granite blocks cut and shaped with astonishing precision beyond even today's advanced stone cutting technologies. Who built Puma Punku and with what technology? Indigenous peoples, including the Incas and earlier civilizations, always claimed they merely inherited such structures from an even more ancient civilization, the so-called original builders, a mysterious race who possessed superior construction knowledge. Similarly, Machu Picchu in Peru remains inexplicable given the simple tools supposedly available to the ancient Incer. Perched high above sea level at over 7,800 feet, Machu Picchu's enormous stone blocks fit together seamlessly, so tightly you can't even slip a knife between them. Local legends insist ancient priests, the keepers of secret knowledge, built Machu Picchu using hidden technologies capable of softening stone, or even making them float effortlessly through the air. But what's most intriguing isn't just how these monuments were built. It's the evidence and legends indicating that powerful secret societies deliberately controlled, concealed, and sometimes even destroyed this extraordinary knowledge. They wanted to ensure that only a select few could ever access it. Some researchers propose that these ancient technologies were part of the legacy from Atlantis or passed down from other lost ancient civilizations. Secret societies like the Babylonian Brotherhood, Egyptian priests, Rosicrucians, or Knights Templar are believed to have carefully protected and secretly preserved this knowledge for thousands of years. They saw it as their sacred responsibility to keep these secrets hidden, preventing them from falling into hands that could misuse their power, disrupting the very balance of the world they sought to control. Together we've journeyed through a mysterious world, one filled with ancient knowledge once considered too dangerous, too important, or simply too powerful to share openly. Known collectively as forbidden knowledge, these secrets have been guarded, concealed, and protected by history's most influential secret societies for thousands of years. From the legendary civilization of Atlantis to ancient astronomical mysteries like the Mayan calendar or the enigmatic Stonehenge. From the hidden books known as the Apocrypha, such as the controversial Book of Enoch, to the astonishing discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls at Qumran. And let's not forget the mysterious arts of alchemy, the legendary Philosopher's Stone, and elusive quests for immortality, or even the lost ancient technologies that allowed the construction of wonders like the Great Pyramid of Egypt, Pumapunku, and Machu Picchu. All these treasures belong to a special cache of knowledge that secret societies carefully hid from the rest of the world. But why have these secrets been so meticulously concealed? Perhaps the answer lies in the very nature of this knowledge itself. Secrets like advanced ancient astronomy, alchemical practices, or hidden truths about humanity's origins could dramatically reshape our entire understanding of ourselves and the world around us. If revealed openly, they might threaten to overturn existing social, religious, and political structures. That's why secret organizations such as the Babylonian Brotherhood, Knights Templar, Rosicrucians, Illuminati, and even powerful religious institutions like the Vatican have always viewed guarding these secrets as their most sacred and vital duty. Throughout history, many secret societies have willingly sacrificed everything, including their own lives, to keep these truths hidden. Events such as the mysterious burning of the Library of Alexandria, the brutal suppression and destruction of the Knights Templar, or the restricted access to the Apocrypha and the Dead Sea Scrolls, clearly demonstrate how fiercely determined these groups were in protecting forbidden knowledge. Today, however, as humanity has achieved remarkable advances in science, technology, and awareness, exploring these once forbidden truths has become more important than ever. Understanding forbidden knowledge isn't just about solving the mysteries of the past. It's about gaining deeper insight into ourselves, challenging the limits of what we've readily accepted as true. Could it be that understanding this forbidden knowledge might finally help humanity answer its greatest questions? Questions about our origins, purpose, and future? And are we now approaching a time when these previously hidden truths might finally be fully revealed? That remains one of history's greatest unanswered questions. Yet, one thing is certain. The desire to uncover these secrets has never truly been extinguished. It continues to ignite our curiosity, fuel our thirst for knowledge, and inspire us to seek the hidden truths that lie waiting in the shadows. So now, as we bring this fascinating journey to an end, ask yourself this: will there come a day when all the forbidden truths humanity has ever concealed will finally be revealed? And if that day arrives, how dramatically might it change the world we live in? Share your thoughts on this question in the comments below as we continue to explore the hidden corners of history together. Bedtime History sincerely thanks you for joining this special journey. Don't forget to leave your comments below, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our future explorations into history's greatest mysteries. Good night, and we'll see you again very soon.